the giant enemy spider.
Hey y'all, folks, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at yet another LEGO Star Wars set. This time we're looking at LEGO set number 75361, the Spider Tank. This set released in 2023 with 526 pieces, including 3 minifigures, although technically 2 if you're not including Grogu, but I do. All for the price of $50. Now, fun fact, I did actually record a review for this set a few months back. However, I didn't like how the video came out, so I ended up scrapping it entirely. But now, we're going to redo the video, and I'm going to post it this time. So, let's waste no more time, and let's get straight into the view right now. And here we have the one and only build of the set, the Spider Tank itself, which is a pretty big build, but it's not like gargantuan, but still pretty big nonetheless. Which you can see it does have 6 legs and 2 arms, though if you ask me, it feels a bit more like a crab tank rather than a spider tank. But that might just be me, but still. It's really nicely built. I do feel like maybe there could have been a little bit more mobility in the legs, which I will get to that, but I do want to get like a little bit of a turnaround of the set, so that way you all can get a nice look at the set, which I do really like the top and the way it's built, as well as these curved pieces, these curved smooth pieces. You don't get a lot of those every day, so it's nice to get them here. As well as a lot of these astromech head pieces, but in a gray piece. It's nice to get more of those, especially the BB-8 piece. Although I think it's more of that Imperial BB-8, but I'm forgetting what the name of the Imperial BB-8 droid is. I should probably say BB unit rather than BB-8. But you can see their head is really nicely built. You see the 2 eyes as well as these pincers, which can move a little bit, but not by much. Same with the head. It can just go like. That's just about it. And the arms up front, they can move, but not a whole lot. They just move side to side, as you can clearly see. They can't go up and down, but the hands can move around as much as you like them to, and they could also open and close, like so. In case you want to have them holding a minifigure, let me bring Mando over here so you can, let me bring Mando over here so you can see them hold a minifigure, like so. Ooh, yeah, look at that. I do also like this tube piece right here, which I feel like this piece hasn't been around lately. I mean, maybe it's because I haven't picked up certain sets, but I haven't seen this tube-like piece in a while. And I can't really think of the last time I've seen it, aside from maybe a Bionicle set. But at the same time, I feel like we might have gotten that at another point, even past Bionicles. But anyways, we're going to focus on the legs, which they all have similar builds, which they can move side to side, but not really. There's not a whole lot of mobility, but you can have them go up and down and up and down. Because you can see it uses that like rubbery piece, so you could just have it like bobbing like so. But that's pretty much about it with mobility. Like I said, there's some mobility, but not a whole lot. You can see how they connect on the bottom, like so. You can see all the pins that connect each leg respectively, and so on and so forth. Looking at the top, you can see this little hatch-like look. You can obviously see that there is indeed a stud shooter. Oh no, I forgot to reload the studs. I'll be sure to use a quick transition to have these studs loaded. So let me take a minute and we will have this loaded with studs so you can see the action. In 3, 2, 1. And we are back. This time we've got studs in the stud shooters, and we're going to do a little action on this. It's interesting how it's at an angle, which you could move it on the back, but it would just fire up front. But I imagine it's intended to fire towards here, which I'm going to try to shoot at Mando, which I know for a fact it's not going to hit him, but I'm going to try. And I just lost that stud. Well, good luck for me to find it. Now let's do one for the viewer. Hopefully I can catch this one at least. Oh, there it is. I got it. But anyways, while we're at it, let's take a look at this little slot here. It's interesting how there's like a open space in here. You can move these too. It's like there's like an open space. There's no control panels, but you could arguably fit a minifigure inside, but it is a bit tricky to get them out in the first place. I mean, for the stud shooter, I kind of get why they put the space in for the stud shooter, but at the same time, there's still enough space with the stud shooter. I could probably put the minifigure in here and still have plenty of space. Let's get Mando right here, and let's put him in. He's probably going to be very tricky to get out, but this is just to show... Oh, I took his helmet off, but that's okay. Okay, his hands are probably going to be the problem. I'm probably going to speed this up. Okay, he's without his helmet for now, but that's okay, because we're here to prove a point. Seal the deal, and you can close it perfectly fine. And now the trickier part is to get him out, which might be a little bit easier, but not by much. I suppose it's a good thing I have longish nails, because it helps with, of course, taking apart pieces, as well as getting minifigures out of rough spots. I just find it weird how there's, like, so much space in there, and it's like, for what? I mean, aside from maybe some extra studs for the stud shooters, which you do get those, but I just don't have them here. But I just find that odd. Especially considering the set could have had an extra minifigure in particular, which we will get to that when we're looking at the minifigure segment, but let's just keep on looking at them, which I just really like how this is built. I mean, I'm not sure how exactly I would change the build itself, aside from maybe adjusting the legs a little bit so that way there's just a little bit more mobility with them. But aside from that, the build of the spider tank is pretty good, but I don't think this is enough to justify $50. I do feel like maybe there should have been a side build with this to go along with the spider tank, like, for example, the spit roast that the cyborg had Mando on. I feel like that could have been a good inclusion to help fit the bill, if you will. But aside from that minor gripe, I think the spider tank is pretty nicely built, and I'm not sure how exactly I could improve with them. But that being said, I think it's time to look at one of the things that help carry the set as a whole, those minifigures. So let's waste no more time, and let's get straight to those figures right now. For the first of our minifigures in this set, we have the Mandalorian, Din Djarin, as well as Grogu, or the child, or Baby Yoda, whatever you want to call him. It's nice that we get these two figures together again, even though they're not exclusive or unique in this set. I mean, you've gotten both these figures in the N1 Microfighter, but one thing that is interesting about Mando is that he does actually come with a darksaber, albeit it's just a sword blade mold with a lightsaber hilt. I do think we're due for a proper darksaber piece, whether it be just one piece or two pieces or whatever, but you can see it's just a sword blade as well as a lightsaber hilt. It's been a while, but I do believe you also get some extra pieces, so in a way you'd basically get an extra darksaber, so that's pretty cool. Mando does have arm printing as per usual, which that's really nice to get, even if it's not really exclusive. You can see Mando has his newer helmet printing, which has the sides printed as well as the top printed, which that's just really welcome. Grogu's been the same as he's always been, which I do think Grogu is due for an update eventually. Maybe even a new molded body, just so that way it'd have the hood rather than just be a standard Lego baby body. Obviously, Grogu has no back printing, since there's never been a Lego baby with back printing. However, Mando does have back printing. Let's remove that jetpack, which you can see he's got a gunmetal jetpack. Even though I'm pretty sure this jetpack isn't the same as the one Mando has in the show, which that's another thing Lego should do, as in make some new jetpack molds for other characters who might not have the exact same type of jetpack as Jango Fett or Boba Fett, or so on and so forth. But let's pay attention to the back of Mando's torso. He of course got his strap as well as his belt, which that's real nice. Of course, there's the arm printing, which, putting his head back on, let's actually get back onto the topic of his head. Turning around, take his helmet off, you can see he does have a face print. I do think it fits Pedro Pascal pretty well, I'd say. He does not have a alternative expression, as you can see. Another thing he unfortunately does not have is a hairpiece to go along with it. I do believe in a couple of sets he does have a hairpiece, but in this set he does not. However, the other figure in this set does come with a hairpiece, which I do find interesting. Speaking of other figure, I think we should take a look at said figure right now. So, why don't we get to that? And for the last of our minifigures, we have Bo-Katan Kryze, which I gotta say, this is probably one of the greatest Star Wars minifigures. Maybe not the greatest, but this is just a really amazing Star Wars minifigure, and it's a massive improvement over the version of her that came in that one Mandalorian Starfighter. Massive improvement. Starting off, you could see that she does have some scuffs and dents on her armor, that's a really nice detail. And another thing that makes her better than her old version is that she has arm printing. Something I feel is worth pointing out is that her armor is a lot lighter than the original version, where her original armor was more of a bluish, but here it's a more light blue. You could just see all the wear on her helmet. That's just really nice detailing. As you can see, she does have 2 pistols, that's really cool. She does have the exact same jetpack as Mando. She also does have a page finder, which it's still the older version since the newer version didn't come in yet, but that's still pretty cool. Let's actually take off her helmet so you can get a better look at the back of her torso. Look at that. You can see some more scuffs on the back of her torso, as well as some detailing. You can see her belt and all that. That's, like, really good detailing. Good stuff. And another thing is, she does have printing on her head. Look at that. You can see she's got, like, her crown or whatever that is. She's got a smirk expression. And she does have an alternative expression. Look at that, that's real nice. Real nice. She's got a more angry, focused expression. And another thing she does have that Mando doesn't is a hairpiece. And I think this hairpiece is a lot better than the Nia Spalco hairpiece that she was given in the Mandalorian ship for her first version. I just think this hairpiece works a lot better for her. You could see her alternative expression with the hairpiece on. But yeah, this is just a really amazing figure, and without a doubt, she carries the whole set. And I'm probably going to go a little bit more in depth into this in the next section, but I feel like there's at least one minifigure they should have added in this set. Whether it be a droid or a minifigure. Like, in the episode where they face against the spider tank was piloted by a cyborg sort of creature, which I don't understand why they didn't add that to the set. I mean, Firestar Toys did their own custom figure, but Lego didn't do it, and I just find that as a massive missed opportunity. I feel like if they added that into the set would have been a little bit more worth getting, but I think we'll get more into that in the next section. Which anyways, before we get to that, I just want to say that this is just a really awesome Bo-Katan minifigure, and just a really awesome minifigure in the general. That being said, let's move on to the final segment. Let's go! Now don't get me wrong, I do think this is a pretty nice build. However, I just do feel like the set just should have had a little bit more. I feel like maybe there could have been a little bit more extra builds, and I do feel like we should have got like a minifigure or droid for the cyborg that was on Mandalore, because I feel like maybe that would help justify the $50 price tag, because I just feel like this set is definitely not $50. I mean, the minifigures are okay, but we've gotten these minifigures before, aside from Bo-Katan Kryze in this version, which she single-handedly carries this set, I feel. I just feel like if we just had the side build of the spit roast as well as the cyborg build, I feel like the set would be more worth the purchase. Other than that, I'm just having a hard time recommending this set, if you will. I feel like the best option would be just to get the Bo-Katan Kryze minifigure on her own, if you can find her for a decent price. But if you can find the set used or new for a decent price, with everything and all, then that would probably be the best way to go. Either get the set for a decent price online, or just get the Bo-Katan Kryze minifigure. I just feel like that would probably be the better option. Otherwise, I'm just having a hard time recommending this set. I mean, it's a good build and all, but I just feel like there could have been a lot more done. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts and such in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment all that, because that really helps a lot with this channel. And I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one! And for the record, no animals were harmed in the making of this video. We love you too much, Minnie. We love you. Although the same can't quite be said for the giant enemy spider tank. Oof.